But yeah, was it a big mistake making that covered call? Well, at the time, the day it happened, there wasn't a lot of movement. This was not swinging like it is right now. Hello, YouTube. How are you? My name is Mike. This right here is Health and Wealth. Thanks for joining me today on a crazy day. So, a few weeks ago, I decided to sell a covered call on one of the ETFs I hold nearly and dearly called MSTY. So, I set a covered call for December 20th. The strike price at $34. And I said, you know what? I'm happy if I sell it at that price, $34, because my average share price at the time was $26. So it would have made me $8 times 100, so $800 in appreciation. Plus, I got a nice $80 premium for making that trade. Now, at the time, it was good. And then one day later happened, and the entire crypto Bitcoin world took off. I don't know if you're like me, when you make a move, the opposite happens, but that seems to be the way to go. For me, I should probably just wait a day every single day that I want to make a move for that to not happen. But I want to share with you the email I got this morning from Questrade. So if you didn't know, today was the ex-dividend date from MSTY. And on the ex-dividend date, that's when your shares needed to be in already in order to get the dividend. So I want to talk to you about the dividend that I'm going to receive. I also want to show you what I did with some extra money now I now have in my portfolio. So I've got my phone here in front of me. I'm going to read it to you. The following option positions were automatically exercised or assigned in your account. 1, MSTY. Due to this automatic update, we may have canceled open orders associated with this position. So what happened was that my call scheduled for December 20th was auto-assigned. Somebody took that over. I knew that there was a risk of that. It's usually around dividend time that this can happen. And so I thought yesterday, okay, I'm good. They're not doing it. And then this morning I woke up to that message. So I thought to myself, do I still get the dividend? You know, that $4, how much was it? $4.42, $4.24, something like that. Do I still get that dividend? So I took to ChatGPT and I asked ChatGPT, it said, yeah, you get the dividend still because your money is still in there on the ex-dividend date. I went to Questrade, I went to their chat, asked, do I still get the dividend? They took a very long time to look this up, and they say, yes, you still do, because this was exercised today, and you still had the shares, you still have that out there at the beginning of today, so you still get the dividend. So stay tuned for that one. We'll officially find out. For me, my payment is on Monday. So I did have 167 shares of MSTY. 167? 176 shares of MSTY. I had 176 shares. So I still am going to get the full dividend for the 76 shares, which is great. And apparently, like the redhead kid on the YouTube videos, I'm also going to get the distribution for the 100 shares, even though those shares are now gone. Okay, so that's what I woke up to today. Spent, about an hour in the pre-shift trying to figure that out. And I got it sorted out, which is good. So I knew it was going to happen. I knew it could happen. I wasn't sure if it was going to happen, but yeah, it did. And lessons were learned. What's the lesson? Man, wait a day. That's my lesson. Wait one day before I make that decision. If I had waited a day, I would have set that strike price higher. It probably wouldn't have been up at the $45 range or anything like that, but it would have been higher for sure. Because literally, quite literally, the next day, MicroStrategy went up. So let's take a look at MSTR today. Had a bit of a rough day, to say the least, and I want to kind of show you probably why. And I'm surprised it didn't happen earlier, but here's its one-day chart. $397 today, so down 16%. Now, when I woke up, I was kind of just scrolling Twitter right here, X, if you want to call it that. By the way, if you're not following me, my channel on X is called @wealthy2034. That's the goal, to be wealthy by 2034. But I looked at a lot of bubble conversations. There's one right there. Is Mr. a bubble? It's always a bubble when you don't own it, son. Don't worry. Your $7 CBS dividend is coming soon. So that got a lot of hype this morning. But this is the one that kind of opened my eyes a little bit. The max chart on MicroStrategy. So it had a huge run up back in '99, right after the market crashed. It came up, and then here we go, all since 1999 till now, and kind of doing the same thing, right? This is a good meme right here. $400 Mister on Tuesday, $400 Mister on Thursday. But lots of good stuff. Mister, the most traded stock on the market yesterday, and that's pretty huge news. Now, Michael Saylor came out. Oh, I love this one too. People who panic sold Mister at 469 when the price goes back to 500 this afternoon. Well, that didn't happen, but it's a funny little meme anyways. But Michael Saylor here wrote something just 49 minutes ago. MicroStrategy has completed a $3 billion offer on a convertible note at 0% coupon and 55% premium, with the implied strike price of $672. So the people on Twitter are pretty happy about that. Now, I will say this. Generally, when money is raised to be able to fund business, it lowers the stock quite a bit, and I think that's what's happening here today. But being able to purchase, let's go back up top here, being able to purchase more Bitcoin in a Bitcoin futuristic world, I think is a positive. Right now, this right here definitely scares me. Let me get that up there a little better for you. That incredible upswing, that is and this isn't stock advice, right? I'm just a guy on YouTube, not financial news. If you or information, if you need help financially, reach out to a financial advisor, not some guy on YouTube wearing a Raptors t-shirt. Go Raptors go, by the way. Not this year, though. Not this year. Tank Nation, right? We want flag. But that scares me right there. That chart scares me, having such a massive upswing. Now, I know everybody that Bitcoin also is having a massive upswing right now. If we go take a look at the last max chart on this thing, it's kind of doing the same thing. So that's pretty good. But yeah, that definitely does scare me. So the MSTY ETF also kind of reaped the downswing today. One of its most dramatic downswings yet, 15%. Two reasons for that. One, the ex-dividend date is today. So that $4.24, 42 cents, I always forget. That $4 and some odd cents automatically comes out of the share price, and then any kind of share appreciation or depreciation also affects the price on ex-dividend date. So if you're not super knowledgeable on that, I would recommend Googling that. Google has a really simple answer for you if you need more information with when can I buy, if I buy on the ex-dividend date, when do I get the dividend, if I buy before, if I buy after, right? Ask Google all those questions, everybody. But yeah, MSTY also down today. And let's talk about what I did. So I'm going to go over to my trading platform here. So all of a sudden I had $3,400 sitting in my account. Because the covered call sold, the $34 strike price, $34 times 100, which is one call, $3,400 sat in my account, and I made some purchases today, and I'd like to go over those with you. So first thing I did is I added to my cony position here. I had 10 shares as of first thing this morning. I noticed that cony was down a little bit, so I bought some more of it. A little higher than my average price here. So my average price now is $15.99. My intentions with cony is to get it, up there. I want to get it to 300 shares at least, so it pays me $300 a month. But it's not my top priority right now. It's definitely a priority. It's one of my 3 that I think I really want to focus on because it has been so stable in payments, maybe not so much stable in price, but I think for me and my risk tolerance level, I think cony could be a good one to get to 300, 400, and 500 shares. I also mentioned that I had MSTY and I had 100 and oh my goodness, 76 shares, 176 shares, but 100 of those disappeared because of, and I'll move my head out of the way here so you can see that a little bit better. 100 of those disappeared because of the cover call. So I was down to 76, so I said I'm just going to top it back up to 100. We'll do that, right? And you know what's ironic right now, everybody, is that MSTY price right now is 33.74. It's underneath. Oh, it went up in the after hours, but it was underneath the strike price. So whoever bought my shares, good luck to you. I know you'll do well with them one day. So I'm now at 100. I was at 176, but 100 sold to the covered calls. So I'm getting I purchased some more here to bring it up to 100. So it brought my average price up, though, mind you. It was $26 before today, so now it's $30. I'm happy with that. If it goes to $19, I'm okay with that. I understand the volatility of this. I understand the risk. I understand that I could lose money. But long term, I think that the volatility is what's going to create that distribution dividend income. And MSTY has been incredible to all of its investors basically since day one. Now, if you invested yesterday, which a lot of people most likely did, you're probably not super happy with today. But understand the risk when you make these moves, right? Second thing I did, or I guess third thing I did, was I bought more nvdy. Now, yesterday I aired the nvdy earnings call, and during the earnings call, they were like, we're up $2 billion, we're up this, we're doing this, and it was incredible. But the market didn't really love it because it wasn't splashy enough, right? It wasn't splashing the market. It wasn't just touching the market the right way. So NVIDIA, I meant to say for the earnings call, NVIDIA, just a beast of a company. They are up every single quarter with their market share. They are incredible. I think they're going to continue to do amazing things. They did mention that the fourth quarter, they'll have a slight pullback compared to their current successes. So that's good for the market to know. And then back into Q1, Q2, they're going to be back to their dominant way. So they kind of said within their earnings call. So what did I do? I bought 85 more shares of NVIDIA. So I'm now at 385 shares. If it continues, it's $1. I like to lowball this. If it continues, it's $1. It's 385 US. So that's more than 500 Canadian, which is that one pillar of success for me to get to that retirement. By buying those shares, I actually brought down my average cost just slightly. It was just over $28 before. I think it was like $28.60. Now it's at $28.11. One thing that does make me very nervous, on the right-hand side of my screen here, you can see the percentages of my portfolio here. And so NVIDIA is 68.42%. So I think what I'll do is I'm going to get NVIDIA to 400 shares, and then we're going to pump the brakes again for a few months, and we're going to build up MSTY and Cony, but it really depends on how MicroStrategy and MSTY perform over the next few months. If it's underneath my average costs, then for sure I'll buy it. But if it's over top, then I might have to sway over to Cony with that. But yeah, was it a big mistake making that covered call? Well, at the time, the day it happened, there wasn't a lot of movement. This was not swinging like it is right now. And I was happy with it. And I said, you know what? I'm at peace with this decision. If it goes ahead and skyrockets, then so be it. Right? So be it. All good. And it did. It did. So I wasn't too happy. I wasn't too angry this morning. I was more concerned about, do I get that dividend? And so the rumor on the street is I'm still going to get that dividend from this past month, which I'll deploy, right? So what should I do with it? It depends on how the market does by Monday. Is MSTY going to have another day like today? Is NVIDIA going to have another day like today? NVIDIA went up, MSTY went down. It depends on how the market's doing. Okay, so that's what I want to do. That's how I'm going to do it. Just going to show you the rest of my portfolio here. And this is just my investing portfolio that I share with you guys. I also have RRSP and mutual funds too. which are definitely on the right track for retirement for me. But I have GameStop, diamond hands over here, no big deal. Doing all right. So GameStop, 30 shares of it. It's currently trading at $27. And then I also have rklb. This is what I bought with my covered call. And you can see it is, I only bought 5 shares at $13.45. It's now trading at $22.41. So safe to say I bought that at the exact right time. $44 up, which is really cool to see. You know, I wish I had $100 million to put on it that day. Not that I would have done that, but yeah, it's up there as well. So, I mean, did it make me as much as Misty could have made me? Absolutely not. But that was a risk I was willing to take. So tell me what you guys think. Writing covered calls, are they safe? Are they dangerous? Especially on Bitcoin, I'm going to say they're dangerous, especially this time of year. But yeah, lessons were learned. What's the lesson I learned? Wait a day. All right, guys, that's it for me. My name is Mike. This channel's name is Health and Wealth. If you've yet to subscribe, please hit that button. I do have memberships available. So far, I've got 3 amazing human beings that are members. I appreciate you more than anybody else, except for you. I appreciate you too. Thanks for tuning in tonight. My name is Mike. Have a great night. Bye for now.